Ever notice the loudest person in the room is usually the one pretending to have money? Meanwhile, the guy wearing a plain $15 t-shirt might actually own half the building you're standing in. That's not an accident, that's strategy. Today, I'm handing you 12 reasons real millionaires stay quiet. And spoiler, it's not because they're shy. Let's start with the most obvious reason. They don't need your approval. When you've got a healthy portfolio and passive income flowing in like a river, you stop looking for gold stars from Instagram. The dopamine hit from 1,000 likes is nothing compared to the security of a dividend deposit hitting your account while you sleep. The only following that truly matters is the one your net worth has, consistently upwards. This is why you see two kinds of flexing. Broke flexing sounds like, "Check out my new ride," complete with 30 hashtags. Rich flexing is a quiet signature on a piece of paper that makes you the owner of the entire dealership. One is a desperate scream for attention, a temporary rental of a lifestyle. The other is a silent move that builds an empire. They're not chasing claps from strangers because they understand a fundamental truth. The opinion of Karen from 10th grade, who now sells essential oils on Facebook, will not, I repeat, will increase your net worth. Her "Yes, Queen" comment doesn't compound. Your accountant's approval, on the other hand, that's the validation that actually pays the bills. They're playing chess while everyone else is screaming for attention in a game of checkers. Reason number 2, privacy is the new Bugatti. Money can buy you the mansion, the yacht, and the private jet. But the one thing it can't easily buy back once it's gone? Privacy. Every time you post your location, your new watch, or your fancy dinner, you're sending out a digital flare. You've basically given the entire world a front row seat in your life, and suddenly everyone's a critic. They have an opinion on your vacation choices, your business decisions, and even the color of your drapes. The quiet millionaires get it. True wealth is peace of mind. It's the ability to make mistakes without them becoming headlines. It's sipping your morning coffee in blissful anonymity, not worrying if a drone is capturing your bedhead for a tabloid. That kind of tranquility is worth more than any car, and they guard it fiercely. Because the ultimate status symbol isn't something you can wear on your wrist, it's the freedom to be completely, utterly, and gloriously left alone. The third reason is pure self-preservation. Waving money around is like ringing the dinner bell in the middle of the Amazon River. And guess what? You're the 5-star meal. The moment the world thinks you have deep pockets, the piranhas start to circle. Suddenly your inbox is a war zone. You'll get pitches from your third cousin twice removed to fund his revolutionary new brand of artisanal gluten-free dog water. Old high school friends emerge from the shadows with a once-in-a-lifetime crypto opportunity. And let's not forget the endless parade of sob stories that somehow always end with a request for your bank details. It's exhausting. It's a full-time job managing the inbound requests, a job that pays nothing and costs you your sanity. The truly wealthy learned long ago that the fastest way to get eaten alive is to splash around in the shallow end. They prefer to be financial submarines. They operate in the deep, silent waters where the predators can't find them. They keep their treasure chest locked, sealed, and buried where no one can get their hands on it. And finally, reason number 4, their money is too busy working to be loud. There's a saying, wealth that shouts is usually new, while wealth that whispers is often generational. New money feels the need to prove it exists. Generational wealth already knows and frankly doesn't care if you do. They've moved past proving they have money and are focused on making their money make more money. The quiet millionaires let their balance sheet do the bragging. Their stock portfolio is their hype man. Their real estate holdings are their entourage. They don't need to post a picture of a receipt because their assets are generating receipts for them every single second. Their investments appreciate quietly. Their rental properties earn quietly. Their dividends, well, those make a beautiful cha-ching sound, but only they can hear it. So while one guy is making a huge monthly payment to like he owns a sports car, the quiet millionaire is getting paid by the company that the sports car. One is playing a short-term game of appearances, burning cash on liabilities. The other is playing the long game of ownership, building wealth with assets. Now take a wild guess, who's actually winning? It's not a trick question. Reason number 5, the underdog advantage. It's just smart business. When people look at you and see average, their defenses crumble. They get comfortable. A seller, convinced you can barely afford the down payment, might accidentally reveal their rock-bottom price. A competitor, seeing your sensible sedan, writes you off as small time, ignoring the silent empire you're building. You let them talk, you nod, and then you slide a full cash, no contingency offer across the table. Boom! The look of pure shock is the appetizer, the advantage is the main course. It's like showing up to a high-stakes poker game in a worn-out hoodie, letting everyone think you're the fish, and then methodically taking every last chip they have. Which brings us to reason 6, the sheer satisfaction of the reveal. There's nothing more gratifying than watching someone realize they've made a colossal misjudgment. Picture it, you walk into a boardroom, everyone's in power suits, peacocking with expensive watches. You're in a clean t-shirt. They file you under irrelevant, maybe even lost food delivery guy. They talk over you, you let them. Then, at the perfect moment, you lean forward and say, "Oh, that property? Yeah, I own the 3 buildings next to it." The silence that follows, the frantic reevaluation in their eyes, chef's kiss. That moment is a dividend that never stops paying, worth more than their entire overpriced wardrobe. Reason 7 is simple math. Focus is a finite resource. Every second spent curating the perfect Instagram post is a second not spent analyzing a deal. Every ounce of mental energy burned defending your Rolex in the comments is energy you can't use to spot a market trend. The truly wealthy know their brainpower is their most valuable asset, and they won't squander it for likes. While others build a personal brand, quiet millionaires build empires. They know the time it takes to stage a flex photo could be spent on one phone call that nets another property. They're not in the business of looking rich, they're in the business of rich. It's about multiplying money, not marketing it. And finally, reason number 8, strategic silence. In high-stakes business, information is ammunition. Loose lips sink ships isn't just an old saying, it's a foundational rule. Every casual mention of a potential acquisition, every hint about a new strategy, is a breadcrumb for your competitors. And trust me, they are always listening. The savvy operator treats their plans like state secrets. Silence becomes their superpower, an invisibility cloak in a world of noise. While everyone else is broadcasting their intentions, shouting their wins from the rooftops, the quiet millionaire moves like a shark in murky water, unseen, unheard, until the moment they strike. By the time you see the fin, it's already too late. Let's play a game. You've got your life savings. Who do you give it to? The guy in the rented Lamborghini screaming into his phone about crypto gains? Or the person in the tailored suit who hasn't raised their voice in a decade and has a track record longer than your last 3 get-rich-quick schemes? Real money doesn't need a megaphone, it whispers. Loud is for the desperate. Quiet is for the dangerously competent. It's the ultimate tell. The quiet rich aren't chasing 15 minutes of fame, they're building 50-year empires. They couldn't care less about their latest reel going viral. Why? Because viral is a sugar rush. It's fleeting and frankly a little pathetic. They're not building a brand, they're building a dynasty. While others are counting likes, they're acquiring assets. While others are doing dance challenges, they're creating industries. Likes fade by morning. A legacy is what your great-grandchildren brag about. Choose your obsession wisely. They've seen it all before. The frantic gold rushes. They watched people lose their minds over .com stocks, Beanie Babies, and yes, those pixelated ape JPEGs. Every few years the masses find a new shiny object to chase off a cliff. The quiet millionaire just sips their espresso and watches the chaos with amusement. They know that trends are just distractions for the impatient. While everyone else is gambling on digital pet rocks, they're buying the bedrock. They play the long game. Here's the ultimate power move, not giving a damn about anyone's approval. Arguing in the comments section? That's for people with too much time and not enough capital. The truly wealthy don't need to prove they're right, their balance sheet does it for them. They don't need your applause or your validation. This isn't just confidence, it's a state of untouchable freedom. They operate on a level where external opinions are just noise. They're not in the game of being liked, they're in the game of being successful. So remember, their silence isn't weakness, it's a weapon. It's a calculated strategy. The next time you encounter someone who is unnervingly calm, who doesn't boast, who seems almost average, pay very close attention. Don't mistake their quiet for a lack of success. They aren't playing the same game as everyone else. They're not just a quiet millionaire, they're a master of a game you didn't even know you were playing. And trust me, those are the ones you should be learning from.